Hello everybody, welcome to an energy update. This is the 26th of December, Boxing Day, day late. I'm going to try and do a live tomorrow night for the weekly readings, and it's going to be a live timestamp sort of thing where I'll do every single sign for the next sort of 2 weeks. Obviously, been family and friends and everything like that over the last few days. I hope you've had a lovely time with everyone around you and got fully into your joy and happiness, just being with other people. So yeah, the energy update, you can see we're in the middle of the New Forest at the moment. Absolutely beautiful place, absolutely beautiful place. And let me just, if you just listen to this, right? You ready for this? I don't know if you can hear that echo, but it's absolutely beautiful. Very quiet around here. So yeah, this is going to be the energy update of what's been going on in the sun, basically. What has been going on with the earthquakes, and just getting a message from the forest that we're in at the moment, the New Forest, and see what the trees have got to pass on as a message to us. Okay, so first things first, let's just have a quick look at the sun. So this is the sun over the past week. There has been a few eruptions, and I did say in the energy updates, I've been saying that for 2 weeks now, that usually we get an eruption around about sort of the solstice period, usually 1 or 2 days before or after. So going up to the 23rd, really, 23rd around about that time, 23rd, 24th. And sure enough, we did get the eruptions, as you could well see here. Okay, and you've got 2 eruptions on this. It's showing that's hitting the earth on the 26th and the 27th as it comes through. Not a great deal of ejecta going on, but it's put a bit of fire into the system. And as you can see with the magnetic field of the earth, we've got this dip at the moment. This is late on the 26th. And this dip here, I think we'll get a nice spike on it where we've got this little wave coming in behind it. And it's almost as if like the calm after the storm, before the storm. So I think it's going to peak a little bit, because I think the magnetic field of the earth will be waiting for that. So I think this fire energy, so if you've got fire within your Astroflower, go back and look at your weekly reading and you'll have an example of your flower, and you can see where the fire's playing in through that section there. Another thing we should look at is the earthquakes. Now the earthquakes, they've been quite prominent really over the last sort of 2, 3, 4 weeks with that earth energy that's been coming through. And now all of a sudden with that eruptions, it's all really tightened around, which you can well see here, around the ring of fire going all around the Pacific. So that's bringing in the root chakra, the sacrum, the solar plexus, the third eye, and the throat chakra. So the only thing that's really missing is the crown chakra and the heart chakra. So maybe this is gearing up about this time of getting on and doing. So Christmas will be out the way and things that we need to really just get on and do. So maybe that's what's going on there. I'm not going to do a chakra sequencing today, simply because I'm not on a line. So I prefer to do that on the line thing. I can do that from the general energies as well, but we're just keeping it light today. It's a holiday season light energy update. Okay, so yeah, I think if you're looking to do stuff, you know, if you get into your meditation and notice like the energy going up and down, and when you really want to do something, you really concentrate when you get that thought at that moment there, we're just pushing through your solar plexus. That's going to get you on to do. If you need to get the fundamental points about what you want to do sorted, concentrate on your sacrum. Okay, if you want to concentrate on, let's say, the ideas and so forth, that's when you concentrate on the third eye and the throat chakra, where so it'll help you to elucidate the ideas of what you want to do. And you can use that in your meditation in an everyday sense. Okay, so let's just get on and just feel. It's been some time since I've been talking to trees, so we just need to get back into the meditation sort of zone. We've got some people coming along the pathway behind us. Everyone seems to be out walking at the moment. Absolutely beautiful. Pine trees, because that's what we got. If you just follow me round, and you can see this forest here. There's a load of pine trees in this forest here. And if we go back to round here, we've got the more traditional oak forest, of the new forest and so forth. And we have a lot more in the way of, let's say, silver birch. Now, silver birch is a little bit like the wizards, the old man or the old lady of the village, basically. And they sort of like sense things a little bit more deeply. Pine trees are part of the forest family that march on. They're very, they just seem to be kind of going on and on. Yes, got to get this done, got to get that done. So they seem to be like that. So I'm getting a lot of that from the energy that comes off of the pine trees, which is just behind you, behind the camera. But also at the same time, I get a lot of information from the oak trees and the silver birch that was just behind me. And there's a bigger discussion that's going on there than in there. It's almost as if like that part of the forest is creating that solar plexus energy, that consistent boom, boom, really churning it through. And behind here, they're looking at the much smaller, finer details. And with trees, it always seems to be about the weather. So they seem to be discussing here behind me about this massive weather front that's coming across the Atlantic and furling around the UK at the moment, which is keeping a lot of warm air and energy over Central Europe. And it's bringing down or allowing a lot of the cold weather to come down. Now, this has to do with a little bit to do with the polar vortexes as well, the energies that are in the polar vortexes, because it's coming to that height of sort of winter summer season, as it were. And so it's going to allow things to come down, and it's also going to allow things to be pushed up. And they seem to be discussing that. They're very attentive about the change in environment. They're always constantly on the lookout for how they can look after their forest, after their fellow trees a lot better. Maybe us humans can take a leaf out of their book. Okay, I always say there's more knowledge in a tree living than there is ever in the amount of books you could make out of that tree. So, you know, I'm very up for that. And my friend Cody, if you just look down there, look at it, Cody's just decided to come off his own personal walk. He's been gone for about 10-15 minutes. Cheeky monkey. Come here. Come here. Where you been? You been out wandering? Ain't you been out wandering? Go on then. Cheeky monkey. So yeah, they seem to be talking about that. Let me just introduce myself to the trees. We do that for a sense of meditation. Just getting back to the trees, connecting to those trees there. What seems to be the conversation? I'll tell you who seems to be that silver birch. It seems to be coming from just behind me there, just on my right hand side of my shoulder. Let me see if there's a silver. Yeah, it's obviously that one there that's just by the water, just above Cody there. Seems to be coming from there. And it is because there's a mixture of trees in those backgrounds. So we've got a bit of pine, we've also got a bit of oak and stuff like that. And it seems to be like almost as if it's, I wouldn't want to say it's giving a sermon, but it seems to be that sort of way. Let me just try and introduce myself. It's recognizing my energies now. How you doing? It's sort of asking, what do you want? It's not what do you want. It's just saying, hello, how can I help you? Sort of, that's more it. It's more sort of, how can I help you? As if I'm interrupting a conversation. I do apologise about interrupting your conversation. So, there's a lot going on. Yeah. Okay. Hello, just sort of saying that I'm just sort of telling them that I'm like just a fellow being upon this planet, and just wondering if they could have their point of view more than anything else. He's now using me as an example as he's talking to the other trees. He's sort of saying if humans were just conscious of something far greater than themselves, maybe this place would be a lot easier to live in. Maybe it'd be a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable. It's not going to stop the lion eating the gazelle or, you know, those sort of things. You know, the hunt and hunted within nature itself. And we can say that as well within humans and sharks and so forth. But, you know, it's sort of understanding that you have your righteous place in this beautiful thing that we call nature. And that's what it's sort of saying. If they only understood, they will become more powerful than they can ever imagine. And it could be a fantastic time. Do you have a particular message for them? Don't sit by and just watch. Be part of it. Everybody has their piece to play. Thank you very much. Yes, you can get back on now. Wow, lovely trees. Just absolutely adore them. So I will try to do a live, quick timestamp with some cards for the next week or so, rather than the weeklies. And you should have some other videos coming out over the next few days as well that we're doing on this channel, all about energy, healing, that sort of thing. Sharing the videos is really helpful because YouTube are not helping us at all. They're really putting blocks on a lot of things. But why? I don't know. I love YouTube. I think it's a great platform. Anyway, I will see you soon. Thanking you very much for all your support. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.